I just I just want to thank you for being here this morning. Look at all these bright, beautiful faces. I love you. I love you. I am so honored that you are part of our soul gang. I just I just want to bask in your energy for just a moment. And, and we love you. Thank you, Anne. Mary, thank you. I love you too. I love all of you. I feel this so greatly this morning, all this love. So beautiful. Today was a surprise because I had something else I was going to talk about. And I went into the world viewing room this morning to pray for everyone. Know that I am placing everyone in the prayer wave. And when you start to pray, they are in our wave already. I want to bring the picture up, Ferris, of the clouds with the heart in it. This picture that I'm using at the beginning of the videos, there's actually a series of pictures, and I use this one because the heart is very clear. We were out on the motorcycle and we were out in the country with some friends, and we saw this storm coming and it was heading right towards us, and we checked the news and it was going to hit us, and we were in the country and there was no place for us to shelter. So I started asking the archangels to be with us and keep us safe from the storm as we were traveling back home. I started with Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Ariel, and then Uriel spoke up. I knew that we were going to be fine on the way home. And so clouds began to dissipate. I started taking pictures, not realizing what I was seeing until I saw the photographs afterwards. So I took this photo from the back of the motorcycle, and you can clearly see the heart. As this evolves, it actually turns into angel wings. I didn't understand it then, but I got really clear on it today. So let's go into the world viewing room, and where two or more are gathered, it becomes the world viewing center. So first of all, let's just relax our shoulders. There's been so much going on in the world this week that we can find tension all through the body. We can feel it. For those of us who are empaths, we can feel it in our bodies, and we can feel it from other people. And it can really can cause all kinds of emotions to come up. Now you take the messages that we are getting from the universe, from the cosmic weather. We have the full moon energy still at play. We still have the energy from the eclipse, from the lunar eclipse. We have the energy from the retrogrades, and Mercury retrograde is coming, and we feel that energy as well. So all of this different energy, we might be feeling more emotional. So it is important that we know to be still and relax your shoulders. Letting your hands drop to your side, palms up. Feet uncrossed, anchored into the floor, grounding your energy. Today, we are going to breathe deeply into the lower lobes of the lungs, where the parasympathetic response creates relaxation throughout the body. And release that breath through the nose. Again, this time, breathe in deeply to the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Release through the nose. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Last deep breath in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And final release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just breathe normally now and roll just the right shoulder back. Just the right shoulder. When we move the right shoulder, it activates the left brain, the logical side of the brain that organizes and makes sense of things. And now relax it back and down. And now the right shoulder, or the left shoulder. The left shoulder activates the right brain, the creative brain, the brain of our knowing. And now both shoulders together, activating the whole of the brain, opening up our God center. And shoulders back, opening up that heart center fully. And now just relax the shoulders down. And envision the world viewing center. The beautiful arched window looking out over the world. Let's just stand here in the world viewing center together, holding hands, looking out over the world. The world is beautiful and filled with beauty. And there is disruption across the world. This is change. Know that I am God and that I love you and that I am here for you. I have created this world viewing center, this world viewing room for you. You could not go out into the world. And so I gave you a place to come. A place to come to heal, to meditate, to pray. When you come into the world viewing room, you will see just what you need. If it's the healing prison, climb in. If it's the cylinder to clear judgment and fear and anger and confusion. Clear and calm the water. Here we are surrounded by the Light Brigade. This is the Heavenly Light Brigade. They are at work for you anytime you call upon them. Above them are all the angels, all the divine guides. They are here for you always. We are here for you. Be still here and know that I am God. Come with me to the water's edge. I am Uriel. I am one of the archangels of God. I am not mentioned that much throughout the Bible, but in recent years, I am known as the Archangel of Creativity. Call on me when you want to be creative. Call on me to be artistic when you are writing, when you are envisioning the world viewing room. But today, I take you to the rock near the water, near the sea, and here we stand. And let's look out across the water. I once remember looking out across the water with Noah before the great flood. You see, we were about to create a new world. There's a new world coming. And while the change is not pleasant, there is a rainbow to look forward to. You can see the rainbow now. Focus on the rainbow. Around us, you will see the Light Brigade. But here on earth, looking over the water, there's not just the divine Light Brigade, the heavens Light Brigade. There is an earth Light Brigade here too. We are all standing here at the water's edge. We can see the storm brewing in the distance. But I ask that you bask in my golden light. Some of you may see me as feminine energy. If that is what you need, then I am feminine. Some of you see me as masculine energy. If that is what you need, I am masculine. Some people saw me in times of old as unfeeling. Is a storm unfeeling? Is a storm judging you? The storm just is. I just am. And I am here for you. It was this unfeeling personality that they assigned to me, the reason that they changed my meaning. But I am still here, looking out over the weather. And I will show up for you when the weather is going to change and become violent. There are storms on their way. Storms that we have seen in past years, but this year there will be more storms. My golden light will protect you if you ask. But like me, do not judge the storms, because the storms are storms. They are not emotions. They're storms. What the storms do, what I do, is invoke emotions within you. And my light will help you process those emotions. Embrace them, feel them. Don't hide them, don't push them down. Allow yourself to feel. For you too are water. And the storm can brew within you. Or you can breathe. You can come by the water's edge and calm what's ever inside, whatever you are feeling. Come sit with me in my golden light and let those emotions become creativity. Bring your scroll and your pen and journal. Bring your canvas and your paintbrush and paint. Bring your colors and your coloring book and color. Express those emotions in creative ways. Just as God creates beauty after the storm in a beautiful, beautiful rainbow, you can do the same with the storm that might be brewing within you. Talk to me anytime. Know that I am not God. You do not pray to me. Just sit and talk with me. You have questions? I would like to answer them. If everyone could just open your eyes. We are still in the world viewing room. And if you have questions for Archangel Uriel, they would like to talk to you. Does anyone have questions?
Marielle?
My question is, will civil rights improve like in the next 2 years?
No, not in 2 years. But it will. People are awakening. People are awakening. And more people will awaken. And we will see the change, but it will take more than 2 years. This prejudice did not happen in 2 years. So it will take longer than 2 years to heal. Some people will never heal. That is their contract. That is their lesson to learn while they are here. And they can choose the change, to understand, or they can choose not to. Remember that Jesus was also crucified. As many people are today. That does not mean to stop the fight or to give up hope ever. Ferris, can you read the questions, or Andrew?
What would God like us to do in the face of these storms? How can we prepare for these storms in order to serve God?
The storms are physical. The storms that I am speaking of are coming. They are coming in the way of weather that we are seeing here on the planet. And then there are storms of emotions that people are feeling around the world as injustice is being exposed, as prejudice is being exposed. One of the 7 plagues that Cindy has been talking about was prejudice. In order for prejudice to heal, it must be exposed. George Floyd chose to help expose it in a bigger way with the ultimate sacrifice. And George is here with us now. He has joined the Light Brigade. While he did not want to leave this earth, his contract allowed him to leave in order to help create this change. The change is coming, but know that it will take time. You know what you need to do. You are being called, and we are doing it here and now. We are here together in the world viewing room. We are activists. We are acting. We are listening to God. We are listening to the angels. We are listening to our divine guidance. We are acting. And for those of us here on earth at the water's edge, we may choose to get on the ship and fight the storm. Fight the storm peacefully, no matter how violent the storm gets. Let your voices be heard. Do not let others shut you down. Quiet your voice. Speak out, but speak from the heart. Speak from love. Speak from Christ consciousness. If you choose to march, march. But beware of the storms. For there are storms coming. More questions?
Is there a way that would be best to invoke protection for our loved ones, or special words or prayers to use for them?
I have written down a prayer. Archangel Uriel, please step forward to help me at this time of need when the storms are brewing. I know these storms are part of the 7 plagues. We could call these 7 plagues the 7 storms. We have seen division. We have seen prejudice. We have seen physical plague. We have seen violence. But know that I cover you in divine light, the golden light. I am present and here for you. To stay grounded, come and see me at the water's edge. In today's language, this is like where I like to hang. The water edge, it just energizes me. Come here to the water's edge, to the rock where we can all stand here on earth and breathe. Release anything that bogs you down and makes you feel heavy. Open your heart and focus within. Focus on the love. If we focus our attention on what's happening around the world and allow our emotions outside of us to control our behavior, then we can become part of the storm. But just as a storm has an eye, the center of the storm where it is calm, sit here with me and know that even if the storm is swirling around you, you can create calm and peace within. And that's what the world will see from you.
You may have answered this, but what other issues will surface for this country to face?
All of the 7 plagues are here now. The 7 storms are here now. You already know of them, and they will be revealed to you, to your consciousness, as they continue to evolve. Nothing new is coming. It's already here. They are already here. Think of me as creatively managing the storms in my way. But know that I manage the storms for even the angry, even the violent, as well as those who are at peace and go within. Because all I know to do is love. I am love. Andrew?
How about the airlines and travel? How long will it take to return?
People will take to the skies again, but not in ways that they have before. For a period of time, people need to stay grounded. People need to stay grounded. The airlines will pick up again, but not as they were. Three years. It will take 3 years. Andrew?
What about the 49 rays that God sent to us to help us here on earth? Is there a way we can help to get the use of these rays more known?
Yes. Yes. The 49 rays are proof of our creative God. It is up to us to put on our own creative hats. I am here, Uriel, the creative archangel, to help you divine creative ways to get these 49 rays out into the world. Each one of us is to get the message out to help BJ. To get these 49 rays out into the world. In your own communities, your communities online, in your family, but not all at once. People will not hear them all at once. Pick the rays that feel right within your body to present. And deliver them one at a time. There is more coming. There are more rays coming. Andrew?
There are no questions written down, but I have one. If anyone has any questions, raise your hand or write it in the chat. My question is, Carla, if you want, I'm gonna unmute you. There you go.
I am I am in a physical safe place right now. I left an emotional relationship, but I'm in Myrtle Beach and it might not be a physical safe place. So I'm in between decisions where I'm supposed to be right now. Do you have any thoughts for me?
7 days. Do not move for 7 days. In 7 days, you will be clear as to where you are to go. The storms will not hit you. They will not hurt you. Seven days. And you will have complete clarity. There is somebody that wants you to come stay with them. What is your unrest with that person?
That person isn't taking care of themselves, and I suffer looking at where they're at right now. So I've kind of escaped to take care of me. And I'm so happy to have done that right now. But I don't know if this is where I'm meant to be during all this.
7 days.
Okay.
7 days. You will get clarity and know that you are doing the right thing. You are doing the right thing for you. And know that this person, they have a soul contract too. And as we know, we cannot interfere with somebody else's soul contract. It is theirs to live. They have free will to change it or not. And you also have free will. And you've used your free will to get out of a difficult situation. You cannot handle it. You have to take care of you. It's 7 days. Andrew?
What will help us to stay grounded and rise above the turmoil that's going on in the world?
The world viewing room. God has created for you the world viewing room. When a time you could not go out and be in churches and gather and be with friends, the world viewing room appeared to Cindy before all of this started, so she could share it with you. So when the storms hit, the 7 plagues, you have a place to go. The world viewing room cannot be affected by the plagues, by the storms. Here you can be grounded. Here you are safe, always. Even as you're looking out over the world and you see the 7 plagues, the 7 storms, here you are safe.
I don't know about the 49 rays. Where do we find these? Are they in the Bible?
B.J. King channeled the 49 rays. And there will be more.
And Marianne, I will post in the Facebook group how to get access to the 49 rays. and possibly we can have BJ on here in the next few days to give you even more information. Give me a couple of days because I'm moving slow.
What are the 7 plagues? And Marianne says, thank you, Ferris.
The 7 plagues are already here. We have seen division. We have seen prejudice. We have seen physical virus. We have seen fires and storms. And more storms are coming. They are already here, but they will be revealed to us. Deception. Deception is one of the greatest storms that will be hard to stop. And more will be revealed. And now I would like to take you on flight with me. Don't worry, you won't fall. Just raise your arms as if you have wings. And here we go. You are surrounded in my golden light. You are surrounded by the love of God. All of the divine world is with you, and you are safe. Fly with me around the world. Let's join arms and send love to the world. While keeping yourself in the golden light. Don't take on the negativity. Just send the love. Together, let's take flight and continue to travel around the world. Once, twice, 3 times, and more. Watch, witness, and send love. Act if called. Act from love. Call on me. Call on me, Archangel Uriel. When the storms get too great to bear, I will help you to tap into your creative ways. To help calm that storm. To allow you to see that you are safe. And today, in the back of your mind, we are continuing to fly around the world together, sending healing love. And God is with us always. As we are God. I thank you. I love you. And for now, back to the world viewing room. And just look around and love each other. See the smiling faces. See the calm, feel the calm. Be the calm. And if you can't be the calm, you can come here too, where there is the cylinder to calm and clear the waters. This is your place, your safe place. And now it's time to float back down to Mother Earth, knowing that in the background, we're still circling the world, sending love. We're together. I'm going to be here all day. And you can go about your day in your physical body, knowing that we're spreading the love. That's what will create change. You can open your eyes.
I'm just going to say very powerful. But Bernadette did ask, how can we not get caught up in all the negativity?
You can. You can get creative, caught up in the negativity. One of the messages from Archangel Uriel that came through very clearly, and this was years ago before I knew a lot. In fact, I just started doing, Ferris and I started doing research because I always think of Archangel Uriel like this. You can see this. You know, this is creativity. And this is how I've always known Uriel to be. And yet, when he appeared to me, and has many times, it's always been during a storm. So the storm can brew within us at any time, and we can also create an outlet for that. And that's the meaning that I get, is create an outlet. When are the best songs written? During a time of pain. When are poems written? During a time of pain. They are also written at a time of love, when we first fall in love. We have many inspirations around us, and we must stay focused on our inspirations. That's the way that I'm seeing this message from Uriel, as these storms are revealing themselves. It is very clear to me that all of the storms are here already. Our eyes are just opening to them. Andrew, are there more?
So is it the storms in the world and our own personal storms?
We have our own personal storms. We are water, and water is emotions. And so we have those emotions that we have inside that can be our own personal storms. The 7 storms or 7 plagues that I'm getting are in the world. But each one of them are created within people. They start within people. One that I heard today that is new that I'd not heard was deception. I did not know that until today, that was one of them. So I got that with you. So I'll have to go back, everybody, and listen, because when I'm getting information, it just flows through me, so I don't hear it all. But the one that made Cindy go, what? was deception. I hadn't heard that. So I'm writing it down. Division was the first one that came. Okay, any other questions or comments, or does anybody want to speak?
Bernadette wants to
Bernadette?
speak. So.
Cindy, that was more my question than it was Bernadette's. But it was just the fact that we're out, having to be out in public for a little bit and overhearing other people, and they're loud, and it's hard to turn it off for me.
Cindy, Michael is going to install a water filtration system in the world viewing room because he's having to calm the water constantly.
I'm putting out an automatic filtration system. I told you I love laughter.
And this is one of the ways to calm the water, is laughter.
I told Bernadette that.
Yeah.
Yep. He just says,
I said, I'm
just
so
keep
tired
going.
of going to this and clearing this thing.
Maybe put a water softener in there too.
That's a good idea too. You're looking good, Ferris.
Thanks.
I told him he needs to throw his tube over his shoulder, kind of like hair, like the hair that he doesn't have. Hey, everybody, you like his haircut? I gave him a haircut.
It's stylish.
Yes, it looks good.
Yes.
For me, I mean, we work hard during the week. We, do what we have to do. But again, like I said, these get-togethers, are so inspirational for me. They kind of like keep me going through all of this, which is, you know, for me, it's like something to look forward to. And, you know, the other day we weren't on because we were so exhausted and we just wanted to go for a walk and we just needed our me time. So we just, you know, went for a walk and it was what we needed at the time. But sometimes I realize sometimes you need that group time that, you know, you all have fun together. You all support each other. And then sometimes you need that alone time where you're just vegging out. So everything in balance. And if we just always follow our heart, we're kind of guided where we need to go, what we need to do for us at that moment.
You're right. And that's the way I felt the other day too, because I was really emotional. It's been emotional to see what's going on in the world. And, you know, one of the posts, this was something that affected me so greatly. Everybody, I posted, because I don't understand the Christians right now, and what they claim to be. And I have a really hard time them saying, you know, oh, Jesus is love, but they only love me and the people that are like me. They don't love, you know, Jesus doesn't love you. You know, I don't get any of that. And when I had a conversation with a neighbor, and, you know, some people had just died and I was crying for them. And, you know, his response was, well, they were just Mexicans. Shocking. It shocks me. So how do you not respond to that when people, and my response to him was, I remember years ago when I was still a Christian, when the big thing was Jesus don't make no junk, or God don't make no junk. And I'm like, but you're saying God has made junk by judgment. How do you not feel that when somebody says that? And that's a question that I ask every single day, because Cindy has a strong reaction to stuff, just like you're saying, Michael. How can you not react? We are loving beings, but my reaction is coming from the heart, because my heart doesn't understand that. My heart doesn't compute that.
It hurts.
It does. It hurts.
It's just people are naive, and you can't give them the knowledge. It's something they have to learn on their own. And they're having their own experience of what they're here to do. So you just kind of bless them and know that in this lifetime, this is what they're here to experience. What I do is when I hear things like that, I just surround them with a bubble of love. And I just say, you know, may love be with you, that maybe you can take in some of this energy and not feel like the world is against you. I just, you know, for me, there's nothing else. I can't do anything. You know, this is their experience that they're having, and that's what they're here to do.
And as I am reminded by God and by today, Uriel, we all have our soul contracts, and we don't know why they came in to experience this. We don't know what their contract is. Does that mean that we don't hold them accountable? Not at all. If people are acting out in ways that hurt other people, we have to hold them accountable. We have laws of the land, and we do hold them accountable. But we also can send them love, because they're experiencing their own contract, and we can't interfere with anybody else's contract, not unless they ask them to help us, or ask us to help them, excuse me.
God loves all.
Well, with Michael, it's, you know, he gets so, there was one day that we were just picking up everybody's energy, and we just like had this feeling, both of us, that we didn't care about anything. And for us, that's very strange.
Very.
And it was just all day long. It was like this feeling of, I don't care. it's like I'm done, I don't care. And it was like, that was strange, but we, went ahead and just accepted that feeling and, just let it pass through us, because what you resist will persist. So we just allowed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day we were fine. But it was amazing that that day for both of us was an I don't care day. And it was like we couldn't get things really done, and we didn't care. We would do things, but it was just like not productive. It was strange.
And for weeks, I had been telling Bernadette that there's something just doesn't feel right before all this started. Something is out of place. It just, the whole, I don't know, something to me, atmosphere, the way the sun was shining, it was odd. I knew something was off.
And I mean, we don't
and I
watch,
didn't know what it was.
we don't
And now
watch
I
the
know.
news. So, I mean, it's just more the feelings we get because we've been so busy on our projects that, we don't usually watch the news anyway. So if there's
Too
something
negative.
important that happens, we'll hear it from you. We don't know
Well,
what's happening in the
I'm
world.
having a hard time too. I watch one news outlet, that I find to be credible. And when they say something, it's easy to research and find the information, the accuracy. That's what I like. Other people that are making up stuff, and you're just going, what? And that's hard for me when I see this made up information.
Well, we just want to say thank you for at least informing us of what's going on
Thank
in the
you.
world, because
Yeah.
we wouldn't know if you didn't
for,
tell
well,
us.
for
Well,
everything.
Ferris is one that keeps up on that even more than I do. I don't because it interferes with channeling. It's kind of like trying to channel information and read the messages. I can't do it because it takes like I'm trying to dance between two worlds. And when I'm getting information, I'm from the world, I'm dancing between two worlds, and it makes it really hard. So I'm still figuring out all of this, y'all. I'm being told, but it's getting clear because today was pure channeled information. I was just told, that Uriel appeared to me, and I was told about Uriel. And so I asked Ferris today, what is the story of Uriel? Because I didn't know. Why do storms keep coming up around Uriel? And I didn't know that he was there for Noah. I had no idea.
We didn't either. A lot of things you said today just kind of, we were like aha moments for us. So, we were just grateful for the new information.
Yeah. And
Thank you.
and for Uriel to show up, when we were on the bike, and I'm like, Uriel, that's creativity, huh? That's weird, because that's what I knew. So that was interesting.
I saw the heart right away.
Yeah. And then the other picture, I'll get it and post it for everybody, but you can see where it changed. And again, I didn't know what I was seeing. I just started photographing the storm clouds because they look so weird. And what it was is the angel's body. You can see the kind of a pyramid shape. Like that's all I saw was this pyramid shape, not understanding it was the angel's body, and the light was the wings around. And then as the heart began to change, they became very definite wings of the angels, and it just gave us chills when we saw it. And we never had a drop of water hit us, not a single drop. And when we looked at the newscast, it said this huge storm was heading our way, and we never had a drop of water hit us.
I told Michael that he could, from now on, when he starts feeling that turmoil, just ask Archangel Uriel to calm his storm, to just help him. Because if you don't ask, they won't help you. So if you ask, there you go, you get some assistance.
I'm trying to understand all this.
It's a creative outlet, because that's also the message that I kept getting was Uriel is creativity. Create a new way, a new outlet, whether that's scribbling on paper, just start scribbling on paper. I have some markers that I'll do when I'm starting to experience a lot of this turmoil. I don't have the book right here with me, but it's just some like a coloring book, only I use colored pencils instead, and just start coloring, and all of this stuff starts coming through me, and it helps change my state. Because again, to see beautiful these people of love, and for the people driving into them, and the just, you know, all of the pain and the judgment and the rioting and the, you know, all of that can just weigh you down so much.
Yeah.
It just hurts. It just hurts. These are fellow human beings.
Yes.
You know, these are beautiful souls. God does not see color. You know, look at the light brigade. What is the light brigade? They are all light. They are not colors.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm just going, please, people. So creative outlet is what Uriel is saying. You know, yes, I watch over the storms. And I'm creativity. So use your creativity. That's very, very clear. So everybody use your creativity.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you. And I'm with you, everybody. Because again, I'm an earth being and I feel it. And, you know, being empathic is really hard. You know, you're picking up on other people's energy, and we have to send love into it, even when we don't feel like it. Andrew, you want to read any of the other comments, or Ferris?
I'm going to go through because we have a lot of comments and some questions. I'm first going to go through the comments. This has helped me so much from Tani. I'm in a completely different place. I'm so grateful. I love that creativity to create a new world is available to us. Marielle says regular meditation changes our physiology levels of serotonin, for example, and hence improves our ability to deal with stress. So agree with that, Marielle. Marianne says, wow, thanks so much. Marcia says, Marcia has Mary, do you want to come on, Mary? Mary says, love is the only way. It will take time for us all. Oh, you're going to come on? Okay, Mary's coming on.
Well, I was just going to say something regarding the 49 rays. I have been privileged to work with BJ King for quite a while in editing some of these books that have gone into the making of the 49 Rays of God. It's amazing stuff. She's been told through her channel that it's time for us to understand what these rays are, and we need to get them out to the world. And each one of them represents God qualities. They're like individual aspects of the divine, and they're manifest like in vibrational form. And each one has a unique color, character, and a God quality that they represent. And like they're like a unique embodiment of a collective spiritual God energy. And each ray can be called upon along with those who serve as their guardians, like the angels, archangels are guardians of these different rays. And ascended masters as well are part of this. And it's there to guide and assist us all and all of humanity as we progress through our individual and collective paths of ascension. And it's once you start to read how easy it is to call them, they have them for rays for the weather, for changing of how you're feeling in your heart, and just there's a lot. Like the first 7 rays came in through when Jesus was baptized, and that was the beginning of Christ's consciousness. And they're just fabulous in terms of and helpful. And you can, I know Ferris is going to be talking with BJ about how whatever she wants to say, but from the aspect that I've been able to be involved with her, I've never been so privileged in my life the knowledge and information that I have gathered from working with her on these, it blows me away. And I'm grateful beyond anything I can express. So you can look it up by just, you know.
We'll send out the information
Yeah,
to everybody,
yeah,
because you have new cards. She's created new cards, right?
Yeah, she's got the cards too. And she also has pocket guides now. I'm working on volume 1 with her, but we got volume 2 and 3 now. And they have colors of they're beautiful.
Wow.
And they have pictures of colors that go with each ray and the name of the angels, the archangels. And of course, Uriel is one that's involved in this too. So anyway.
What does she say about Uriel? Because again, the only thing I ever knew about Uriel was creativity.
Yeah.
And that I think most people do. And I never associated Uriel with storms until I was told.
Yeah,
And then we
you
looked
can
it up.
call on the 21st ray to calm the storms, and it does work. We have calmed hurricanes from it, using it, and I myself was involved. I couldn't believe it until it happened.
And here's a question that I have asked God, and I don't have an answer for yet. If there is a soul contract for a storm to do a certain amount of damage, can we still calm that storm and stop it?
Supposedly.
You know, that's...
Using the 21st ray, you are supposedly able to calm it. Whether or not you can completely stop it, I don't know.
Yeah. And that's what I hear, more like a whimper. Like it's more of you can calm it to a whimper, but you can't stop it completely. Just like we cannot stop people's prejudice completely. Karen Phillips, you've been on my heart and mind.
Well, thank you for the prayers very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Really appreciated your kind email, you and Ferris. So, and thank you just so much, everybody. My Aunt Frida passed away on Wednesday morning. That it was peaceful. She was in hospital and had been for a month. She was elderly and had been in a nursing care facility for dementia in St. Louis, Missouri. So anyway, they tried really hard for a good month, and I think she was really trying to get better, but her body just couldn't do it. So, but she passed peacefully on Wednesday morning, and I had a great gift of being able to talk to her on the telephone, even though she couldn't talk back on Monday. The nurse called several of the family members. They were wonderful. And so that was a really special gift. And I felt like she really understood me. And I said to her that she was nodding. So the nurse said she was really intent and really focused and looking at the nurse while she was hearing me, and she would nod at intervals. So it's kind of a miracle because she was pretty advanced with dementia. So one of the things I said where she was nodding the most was I said that my mother, her sister, and my grandmother, her mother, I felt sure would be there to help her at the end. And I guess she was nodding very strongly at that point. The nurse said, I don't know what you said to her, but she's really responding and nodding numerous times. So that was just a very special gift. And the staff there were just amazing at the ICU at the Missouri Baptist Hospital in St. Louis. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. We're going to continue to send prayer to you and your family as you go through this, because even when we know it's time for somebody to go, to be whole again, there's still that grieving. The grieving doesn't stop because we know something is the right thing. That you still feel that. Do you feel that, Karen?
Yes, I do, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely. So they're much appreciated for the prayers for me and my family. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. Andrew, you want to go ahead and read, see what else?
I think we should get the word of Joan on audio, so she can. She had some comments down below about the colors. And Joan, why don't you unmute yourself and give your voice to the conversation?
I was trying to be good and nice and quiet just for Ferris.
The word of Joan. Here we go.
As long as Ferris is giving me the okay.
I don't. He's not here right now. There was somebody at the door, so.
Oh, okay. All right. So there were two comments, really. Somebody says, how do we ground and calm when, the energies are going sort of chaotic and things like that? And there are many ways, but one of the simplest ones, we all know that vibration, we are vibrating all the time and everything vibrates around us. And the easiest thing to do is to use vibration, and two of the most effective ways, actually, and you all have just said it. I mean, we all know this. Everybody knows this. Is music and actual colors. So YouTube, frequency 432 hertz or 444 hertz. There's a plethora of songs, and they're solfeggio rhythms, SOLFEGGIO, solfeggio rhythms, and you just choose either 432 or 444 hertz, and it actually is designed to stabilize, harmonize, and ground. And it works in all your chakra systems, and it really anchors you very nicely. And you can have a choice whether you want to hear whale sounds, or some people don't like them because they're sonic, as you know, whale sounds. So you can have birds or water. For the people who do not like water, then don't choose that. You can have wind. You have a variety of different sounds in the background. They're very, very, I use them all the time in my Tai Chi, Qigong, and yoga classes, and they work a treat. I use them on myself as well. I start my morning after my meditation with one of those as I'm doing my Tai Chi and things like that. The other thing is all colors have the same frequencies, and they marry up with the chakras. So 396 is the base chakra, and the color is red. And when they have the red, anything with the rays that have red in it, you are actually unconsciously linking that into the base chakra, and the base chakra is the one where you want to anchor. For anything emotional, emotions are watery, and it's the sacral, it's the next one up. And women, even though men are the same vibrating emotionally, women give rise to it and embrace it much more. Okay, so two ways of doing it is, number one, the more you talk about something in a positive way, the more you produce a particular hormone that really relaxes you. Okay, and even though men produce it as well, they don't have the tendency to chat. And so for women, you have an advantage. Hey, chatting is good. The more you chat, the more you produce this hormone. Yeah, if you bottle it up, that encourages this negative rising in the sacral, and the sacral is asking for an outlet to be released. So there is a sign that you can use. We know this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, this is the heart sign, and you listen to the music and you place this over your sacral center, or this is the mudra, and it's called Yoni Mudra. So you put the heart, and then you extend the index fingers up together with a slight bit of pressure in them on the sacral center like that, and you sit it there and listen to the music. And the index fingers point down. Okay, so the thumbs are rising and the index are down. Why? Because your thumbs represent the divine and the index represents the ego. So you don't want the ego to rise. You want to point that down.
Okay. So you're like that. Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's it
Thank
then.
you.
Thank you.
Zippo.
Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. That was beautiful. Thank you. You know, we've talked about this before. If there's a storm of brewing, this is the reason I became a runner many years ago when my daughter's behavior issues started. I didn't know she was bipolar when she was younger, and she started self-medicating, but I didn't know what was going on. So in order to help me and my own emotions, I started running. That's when I started running. Get out and move. And sometimes I would start off with screaming and anger and expressing, just get it out of my body. Damn it, why me, you know? And just all this stuff would bubble up. And by the time that probably 10 minutes into the run, just calm. And then I was able to go home and just love my daughter and deal with her in the most beautiful way. So always get it out of your body. Don't bottle it up. Don't go immediately to calm. Get it out. However you do that, creative, you know, for running is my way. Uriel's inviting us creativity. You know, some people's creativity can be real angry at first, and then it turns into something really beautiful. And so I love what you said, Joan, because if you put that into it, whatever you put into it, it comes out, and express it, get it out, and then the love is easy to express. So love it. Thank you, Joan.
Marcia did ask, just going back, about the plagues, if they're the same as like Revelations. I'm just trying to find the question again. Yeah, do these plagues parallel the events described in Revelation?
You know, I actually went to read them and was told not to. So I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even know if I've ever really read it, to be honest with you. But I'm just told not to get any input. I'm not supposed to listen to other people because I want to go and listen to other people that I've been listening to for a long time as I get information. And I'm just told not to because then the information is skewed by somebody else. So I don't know. Once I get them all and the order that they're in, then I will go back and read them. But right now I'm told not to. Like I said, deception is not one that I even had as one of the storms. And I always, when I first said that was told that there are 7 plagues, I never thought of them as storms. That was brand new information for me today, this morning, because I had something completely different that I thought I was supposed to talk about until I was told differently. So these are we're going to call them the 7 storms. And one of them is weather. I've been telling Gary since before all this happened, but in fact, I think I've told you guys too, that we're going to have the roughest winter we have seen in years. We're going to see a lot more bizarre weather this year, but this winter it's going to really show itself in big ways. I see that coming. And it's the world talking to us. It's Mother Earth talking to us and healing. She's got her own healing to do after being hurt for so long. So she's expressing. That's the way it feels to me. Okay, Andrew?
Yeah, okay, hold on, I'm just getting back there. Tawny was saying, hold on, Tawny made a comment. I would like to see all of us in the world face our self-deceptions. Creative ways to face this may help us face the plague of deception. Tawny says, Jesus was amazing in working with people who have such hurtful views. I'm amazed at how Jesus told parables to help people learn on their own. Okay, Divana says the making up stuff is part of the deception that is going on to create the division.
Yeah.
She also says, if we are divided, then we will not be able to join together to overcome the control that is being placed on us by those with money and power.
Let me see. Oh, Marianne said division is happening in so many ways: political, physical, racial, and moral. And there are the storms. You know, there are 5 of the storms right there that I have already gotten. And I don't know that there's really an order, just an order in which they're going to make themselves known to us, that we're going to see the storm brewing. And Masami said the same thing. I also realized that each of the storms, or each of these 7 storms, I have been experiencing in my own life. We had a flood in December. I got sick in January. I've had to reel in my own judgment of the political scene day in and day out and not get angry. I've witnessed firsthand with my neighbor coming up and the racial stuff that he was spewing at me, having a closed heart. So all of these things have been in my life. When I started getting these things, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're all experiencing these things, but it just seems like they've been clustered together as we're going through. And I'm like, okay, what's next? Please have mercy on me. Yeah, Mary?
One thing that we are reminded of all the time is that worrying about them is probably the worst thing you can do to yourself.
Yep.
Because it just draws more apprehension and negativity. So try not to worry about whether they're coming. Just know that you'll be prepared in your heart if you are just true to yourself. It's all within.
And all of these things have already happened.
Yeah.
You know, we've already experienced these things before. We can change our own reality through creativity. That's what I keep getting. So be creative. Instead of putting it into worry, transform that into something beautiful. You know, like I said, it's heartbreak that creates the greatest songs. So if you're feeling something, get creative with it and create from those feelings, create something beautiful.
Mary made a comment. I have to admit that when Trump was in Maine Friday, which is where I am, I was so frustrated and angry all day. Couldn't send that group any love. Maybe that makes me a hypocrite, or maybe it just means I'm human.
You sent it somewhere, though. Maybe you didn't send it to them. Maybe you sent it somewhere else. Were you sending it to the people? We had a beautiful, peaceful protest in downtown Franklin. And was that Friday night or Thursday, Ferris?
One or the other.
Okay, it was Friday or I can't remember if it's Thursday or Friday. Gary, I can't go anywhere because Ferris, of course, is high risk. So I'm the one person that stays home with Ferris. And now we went out riding around in the car, but we didn't come in contact with anybody. We just went over to the studio house and got some things. So anyways, Gary gets to go out and my aunt gets to go out. She's doing all the running around and Gary's doing a lot of stuff outside. And Gary drove into downtown, and there was a peaceful protest going on, and he was on his motorcycle, and he just waved to everybody, and they started sending him love and kisses, and you could see the joy that here was this motorcycle rider on their side, you know, and it was, he said it left him with the greatest feeling inside. So he put his energy into something positive instead of focusing on something negative that was going on. So that's, if you see something negative going on, instead of putting your attention, if you have it over here, that's fine, because it changed his countenance, you know, his whole body changed. And he just came home with this wonderful, joyful feeling throughout his body. And then he passed that on to Ferris and me, you know, because we weren't able to be there to see it. And by the way, something when I was writing out the timeline of the channeling that I got, do you realize that before all of this happened, before George was killed and all of this stuff happened, that zebra came into our lives? He showed up. Remember, zebra came in I kept saying, what's the zebra doing in the world viewing room? What did zebra tell us? That he was beautiful. And nobody judged him. He was unconditional love when he was here on this earth as a zebra. But then when he was born into this world, this physical world, being different, having, you know, a skin vitiligo, you know, a skin disorder where he was dark and light, and people judged him all the time, that people judge. And apparently he had parents too from different nationalities. Still haven't found out who he was or is. He appeared to us before any of this happened. We are getting signals of what's coming next. And I didn't equate that to, you know, all of that until I go back and I start writing out these timelines and going, okay, we're getting very clear messages of what's coming. So now that I understand that more clearly, when somebody else appears, like Uriel, we know weather is coming. The foretelling is here. So that's incredible to me. Cherry said, Friday was hard between the full moon, the eclipse. Yes, yes. And the energy, everything going on, really.
And not Ann Kaufman, but just Ann. She says these lower vibrations are up for the us and others to either transcend or suffer.
Very true. And y'all, just, I get amazed. I get, you know, you never stop getting amazed when you start channeling this information and it starts coming like this. I just look back before any of this stuff happened, and the world viewing room. I was introduced to the world viewing room back in January. You know, I think it was the first time was the 3rd, January 3rd. And I'm just amazed at how we were going to need a virtual place to go to get away away from what was going on and learn how not to judge what was going on. And for those of us, you know, those of you, I don't actually go to a Unity Church anymore, but there are a lot of people that go to Unity Church and Centers for Spiritual Living, which I go to from time to time. And we were given a place before any of this occurred. Look at all the miracles. You know, I'm like, let's focus on the really cool miracles that are happening. Zebra was a really cool miracle, telling us what was coming, a messenger. Uriel is a messenger. You know, miracles are all around us. That's, to me, what we need to focus on. There are miracles coming out of this. From the darkness comes the light. Let's open up the line to everybody. I just love seeing you all. It's so great.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I love you all. You
Love
you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
you.
Have a
I
wonderful
love you.
day.
Namaste, everyone.